Good afternoon. I'm Nicole, the Client Success Manager at Lemoore.
And I'm Stephanie Prestige, part of the education team at Lemoore.
Thanks for joining us. Today we're kind of going into part 2 of a topic we've looked at previously this afternoon, which is getting to know your personal skin microbiome and specifically Stephanie's. So can you talk a little bit about how you had the opportunity to have a skin swab through Esse Skincare?
Yeah, so earlier this year when we went for training in the Netherlands, which was so much fun, we got to experience skin swabbing directly with the Esse team. So it was really fascinating because they taught us how to do it. Like, it's very, very specific how you have to wet the swab and rub it across your skin for at least 2 minutes and almost like gentle scraping. They don't scrape hard, but
Yeah.
to get a proper reading, it was very specific. Then it went into like the little vials. And luckily, because they go back to head office into a location with testing, they took the swabs with them. But they were explaining to us that if we swab here, ours will go, I believe they said Seattle is where our swab
Okay.
would go for us. But to actually get it into clinics. And Trevor Stein, the founder of Esse, he made a point to say, when we get a chance, like, everybody swab your skin, because the more people that do skin swabbing, the greater the database becomes to better research skin microbiome. So the more people that can do this, the more they can research skin microbiome and see what's going on with people.
And that's why you're getting new updates about this research all the time. So you actually just got another email from Esse with some new data. Could you share what that latest email talked about?
Yeah, so it's my third bacteria email. So it's interesting. The first email we talked about was for Corynebacterium. And it's kind of funny, 95% of my face is that, which is great, but that also means that, well, what are the other percentages at? So we hear the word bacteria and some people get scared or worried because the word bacteria, we've always believed we have to wash away,
Right.
we have to clean away, but we're now knowing that there's strands of pathogenic bacteria which are harmful and the rest we're supposed to have. So our skin is actually supposed to have 3 major bacterias, which is Corynebacterium, Staphylococcus aureus, and what I just learned about is, bear with me because I'm still learning pronunciation because there's a new one. I'm like, what? I never even heard of this bacteria before myself. But it's Corynebacterium. And that was my newest email, and it says I have 0%. So it tells you I have none at this moment from that skin swab.
So that bacteria, you actually have none.
Supposedly.
Is that good? Is that bad? Why is it important to have that type of bacteria?
Yeah, it's a good question. I was laughing when I read the results myself. First thing I think I'll back up on is we as a team need to skin swab, and I need to skin swab again. Because this was done when we had done the 30-day rewild challenge, but I had not been using a lot of Esse yet. I've only been in the sensitive range.
Yeah.
And I've now moved on to the ranges, so I'm curious now to do it again, and okay, well, all these numbers change.
Yeah.
Now that I use Esse all the time.
Right. I previously was using the Resurrect serum, and today I'm taking home a sensitive serum.
Oh, nice.
So
okay,
that
good.
I can try that one next.
Yeah, now you're getting a live probiotic on your skin, so I'm excited. So I'd be interested to see if it's changed, but my skin is fairly healthy, but it's not diverse. I don't have biodiversity enough on my skin. And it's very interesting that if this number was really high, so when the numbers get really, really off and really, really shift in different ways, if this number with the Corynebacterium got super high, they've actually studied and realized and learned that it is seen with people with psoriasis. So when people have flare-up psoriasis, they're actually seeing this bacteria level much, much higher.
Okay.
It's not that it's bad, it's that the balance needs to happen to stop the inflammatory condition.
Right. And it's a balanced amongst all of the different types of bacteria versus you don't want one only. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm interested to do it again, because I'm numbers are quite off. And what I also found interesting in this email, there was additional research added, and at the end of the emails, they always give the credited research papers attached as references, which is awesome, because my brain, I like to read that stuff. But it also stated that our skin microbiome can be measured on the body mass index, which I was like, what? Like, I never thought of BMI to be part of microbiome. So I guess they've known for a while that it can be measured from gut, but skin now can also be measured on BMI, which I found strange and peculiar and interesting. Because there's so much they're still finding out, right? So that's what I find.
Yeah, new information all the time, which is why you're continuing to get these updates.
Yeah.
And it's a cool project to be a part of.
Yeah, it is.
To know that your information about your skin's microbiome is contributing to like a global research project.
Yeah, and it's fascinating when you get your emails because they teach you something too. Like, yes, you get the information of exactly what was on your skin, but it's not just that. It's also research and educational information they always give us. So it's pretty awesome to play with. And I also found in a previous email too, something that measures biodiversity in our world is called the Shannon Index. And my Shannon Index is like low. So like an average person's skin is at 1.38 and mine's like 0.2.
Okay, so in terms of the Esse's philosophy then, what other kinds of things are you planning to try to increase your skin's diversity and balance your microbiome?
The next I have to try, and believe it or not, I have not tried yet, is the live probiotic, the Esse live probiotic. And I've done the sensitive one that you just purchased, and that has one strain of live lactobacillus in it, so your probiotic. But the Esse probiotic serum has 3 different strands of a live probiotic of lactobacillus family. So I wonder if that will really make a difference by having different lactobacillus on my skin. Will it help the different bacteria?
Yeah, this reminds me so much of what we do already understand about the gut microbiome.
Yeah.
It's so similar. And on top of what you're applying to your skin, of course, Esse really conceptualizes as a system that we also want to do things like spend lots of time outside, avoid stripping our skin by over cleansing, spending time with animals in nature. These are all ways we can help add more diversity to the bacteria on our skin. It's
so true. And it's funny. I had a bath this morning of all things. It was kind of personal, but whatever.
That's life at Lemoore.
Yeah, welcome. And I've only now been using Esse cleansers to remove makeup. You know, we talk about with Esse is remove what needs to come off. Don't remove what needs to be here. And, excuse me, I noticed this morning, because it's morning time, I don't need to wash my face in the morning, and just putting water on my skin, I'm like, oh my goodness, I still feel this sebum. And at first it was a shock to my system to feel things on your skin and not feel squeaky clean. But now it's like, oh, it feels good. Like I feel moisturized even though I just put water on my skin. It's nice. I like it.
And the more you would understand about skin health as it relates to the microbiome, it's you get excited to see these things. If you would like to get more excited about your own skin microbiome, the best way that I can recommend starting is with your own 30-day rewild. We have some articles on our website, and as well, the Esse College education platform is a fantastic resource to first start building your knowledge. I would say start with that knowledge so that when you begin your rewild, you'll understand why you're using those products and making those lifestyle adjustments, and that will get you excited to talk to your clients about it as well. We'll add the links there, and we will be back next Friday afternoon. Bonnie and Will have spent a week themselves in the wild.
That's good, yes.
They'll be back next week from their canoe trip, and so Bonnie and Stephanie will see you next Friday afternoon at 2:00. Bye, everyone.